What's going on, guys? T Torres back here for another video. Now in today's video we do have something a little bit different than you're going to normally see on the channel, being that whether it's the Type R or the Duramax. I have my buddy Samuel here, and as you can see behind us we have the ambulance. So I've been Samuel's allowed me to come and work on the ambulance with him and be able to film this the project. So I'm excited to let you all know that we are going to be starting this ambulance build here. And then in just a second, I'm going to let Samuel give you guys the rundown on his vision and what his goals are for the ambulance. And I guess, just a little bit about the story, where it came from, what's done to it, and then of course what he wants to have done to it in the future.
Hey y'all, I'm Samuel. Thank you for coming along and joining us on my special build, which is codenamed Rambo 72. I got inspired living out in California, going to King of the Hammers every year. I was out there for 5 years, and I went and saw Von Gittin, Shannon Campbell, and all these guys with their amazing builds crawling through the rocks. And I kept showing up in like a Subaru or a Scion, camping out in the desert and loving it and hating it at the same time. So I got inspired by all the off-roaders that are out there, and I wanted to build something that could get me there, take me to places that I probably have never been before, and to take my wife, my dogs, I have a dog over there, that's one of them, take us wherever we wanted to go and enjoy being there without having to set up a tent and do all of that. So our goal here is to build an RV out of this platform using it's a 2001 7.3, so it's an E450 van frame attached. They put the Trauma Hawk box on the back. It's all solid aluminum attached to the frame. And then I already had a suspension lift done at U-Joint Off-Road out in Fletcher, North Carolina. Chris hooked me up, and I did a 6-inch suspension lift, air locker in the rear. He re-geared me, and I got some beefy big front brakes and onboard air that I plan on hooking up to the air horn and a couple other things. The plan with the build is to keep going. I have so many ideas. Tyler actually told me to get a whiteboard and start listing my stuff, and I started putting it on. I broke it into categories, and my list got huge. And so the ideas that we have for this thing are going to be insane, from lighting to paint to bumpers. I don't know if I want to build some or have somebody ship me some. The rear end, nobody makes rear bumpers for ambulances, so I'm running into an issue there. A roof rack, all kinds of things that we want to do, and that's just the outside. And then we got to move to the inside. I have to redo everything, all of it. I'll open up the doors. I have the power turned off so my lights won't turn on, but we shouldn't need it.
Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. Oh, it's pretty hot in here.
So inside we have, one thing I've already done was install a custom window. I had some guys out in Oregon go off my dimensions that I gave them, and they sent me a window, and I cut it in with my friend Jason. That was the only part of the build I've done, that and this slide out bed I kind of made. If you guys want to check it out, pardon the loud noises. But this goes in and out. The legs pop up and down. And then the drawers open, so we have storage underneath.
Oh yeah.
And I installed a piston that allows it to stay open.
That's pretty sweet.
And shut. I plan on putting in air conditioning. The air conditioning unit, there's these Marine guys that do it. They're called Cruising Comfort USA or Cruising Comfort. I've asked them. They're around $4,000, so they're pretty pricey. And I've also thought about doing like a mini split like the Mr. Cool DIY, and I talked to them as well. They didn't suggest putting it on the outside because of all of the damage that could happen to it, but they also didn't turn me down against it talking to them.
Yeah, what's the plans for over here?
Over here I would like to do sink and stove. Probably put the stove here, maybe open this up and put a set-in oven kind of stove. I can already plumb my propane through this second opening right here, so I have a locker right there where I can strap in a propane tank, and I think I want to get about a 100-pound tank, put it in there. The ceiling and walls, my plan is to fully insulate, either with some like Havelock wool or do another rendition of what they had on it previously. It just doesn't seem to work as efficiently as I would like it. And then I want to wrap the walls with some wood paneling, maybe stain it, make it more homey in here. It does still look like an ambulance.
Yeah, very much so.
I took out all of the the cabinets. I took out the cabinets so I could get access to the walls. And as you can see, there's wires everywhere. One of our first missions when we get in here is to strip all the wires that we don't need, run what we do, and maybe properly label all of that. Get some new lights up in the ceiling, change the exhaust fans, make everything more energy efficient because future project. I also have solar on the list, and if you guys have ever looked into solar, you know how expensive and kind of tricky it can be. And then to tie it into an old 12-volt system, do I want to convert to a 24-volt system? There's just all of that that's involved. In here, I would like to open up this wall, cut it out, put the shower in here that has access from the inside and the outside. There's a door. All of these spaces that are inside the ambulance are actual cabinet spaces that can be accessed from the outside. And so I would like to cut that open, put a toilet in there, put the shower, and when we open up all the doors, you'll see how kind of already set up it is and ready to convert into an RV. I mean, we have paramedics, they basically live out of these vehicles. They're very, very well built, and everything about them is just bulletproof.
I think this is going to be a very awesome project to bring to the channel. I'm super excited. I've got so much to learn, and Samuel's got, you know, a bunch of knowledge, and I think I'll be a great helping hand out here. So it's going to be a very fun project, and I hope you all are just as excited as me and Samuel are to get this started. As Samuel mentioned, he does have a whiteboard, so we're going to try to start tackling some stuff off the list and get this thing more and more exactly how Samuel's dream was to get it done. And you know, we're gonna record it along the way, and so we can, you know, keep track with our progress and where we're at, where we came from. So this is definitely going to be a super fun build.
All right, now we're going to open up all the cabinet space on the outside.
And then, so what are your plans for this area right here?
Right here, I would like to have access from the inside and the outside, probably put clothes or whatever we need when we go hiking. Sure. Down here will be like campfire stuff, anything to access, maybe some tow gear, which is what I already have there. In here, when we do the solar update, I have my power inverter right here. I'll probably upgrade that to something that's not so bulky and inefficient. I have changed my shore plug out to a marine version, and it's been very awesome. I'm going to upgrade my cable later, so don't judge on the cable stuff right now. It's been a work in progress. But I have my air hoses in here. I do have onboard air, and I can air up all my tires, air down and air up as I need. Front cabinet, this is where the propane tank's going to go. I also have my skyjacker jack thing in here. I would like to do some more stuff in here and make it more efficient use of space. And then that gives me access to one, more wiring, and then two, I can get into the rest of the ambulance from in here. So I'll probably put water, solar heater, or whatever I need to do with water heating. Access to the front. The front end needs the most work. There's body corner issues, which all Fords have. And then you add an aluminum box to the back and you have your galvanic corrosion that starts. But the beefy front end, the suspension, and all of the stuff that's underneath is all brand new. And it's just an awesome platform to be able to build off of. We're really excited to be able to do everything.
What kind of brakes are those?
Those are some custom SSBCs that Chris put on there from U-Joint. They're 6 or 8 piston. I know they're so stout that when I locked them, I almost ripped the whole front end out. So I have to be very careful because they're beefy. 33-inch tires up front. Smaller tires in the rear, whatever was big enough to fit on the dually wheels. We might change out the wheels later too, depending on how the build goes. Alright, on this side we got battery access. I need to separate it to where I have not only shore power batteries, but the main power landline batteries that are feeding, everything feeds the ambulance off of these 3 batteries, and I would like to separate the system. In here, I would like to do either a pull-out cooler / fridge, either a Dometic or something like that style, and have it to where I can slide out. I also have access from inside, which makes it really nice. And then we have power access up at the top, so we can put all of our charging accessories in this cabinet as well. Side door access. Air conditioner could have fallen out.
Right, we did take it for a ride earlier today.
We had to secure everything up. And then the shower room, which I was talking about from the inside earlier. I just have some stuff in here. I have my buggy whip, which is going to go on the bumper after we reinforce this rear end. I ripped it off. We won't talk about that. All the lights that are on it are not legal, so if you guys are questioning whether or not red lights and all of that on an ambulance are legal, it is not. But the police officers just tell me to remove them. They're very nice about it. I was able to register it. The hardest part about this whole build was getting insurance on it. I had to go through a local State Farm agency, and they were able to finally word it through the underwriters and get it approved. And I spend about $80 a month on insurance, which is expensive, but it's insured, so that's what's important.
All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the in the cab. Oh, got a bunch of switches and stuff in here. Radio. Oh, there's your
4-wheel drive, convert. I can go high to 4 high. I have to go into neutral and then go down into 4 low. I also have a lockout for my front brakes because I don't have brakes. They cut them when U-joint had it. They put an override hydraulic, so I got to make sure that I remember to turn that off or it'll drain everything. I also have my ARB compressor and my rear locker switch over here. I'm probably, after we redo the whole center console here, I'll probably rearrange it and make everything look a little bit more functional, make it look nice. I've thought about hooking up some Schillman USA seats. They're a German seat manufacturer, but they have a USA company, and I'm hoping they'll hook me up with some really nice seats that make traveling a lot more comfortable. These seats are not comfortable. The armrest is all broken and shabby. Mileage wise, we have 166,000 miles, but it's not accurate anymore because of the wheels and tires and then the gearing change. I hope to do a lot in here. I would also like to do audio stuff. Front, I need to just make a separate system in the rear. I've thought about connecting the two. I've asked some people about ideas. If you guys have any ideas for our build or anything that could help make the job a little bit easier, we're definitely looking for that information. So hit up the comments, let us know. We're all excited. Both of us are like, we're shaking in our boots to start this build. So it's finally happening. Got it converted to 4-wheel drive 2 years ago, and I haven't had the funding or the time. And now that I have somebody that's pushing me, it'll probably happen a little bit faster now.
That is the ambulance build in a nutshell. I know this video is probably going to be a little bit longer than it intended to be, but there's just so much stuff that we have to cover, and there's so much stuff that Samuel wanted to make sure that got put in this video, and there's probably still stuff that we're missing. We're going to do paint, we're going to do some engine modifications, get a little more horsepower out of this 7.3, do some exhaust stuff. There's just a whole bunch of odd and end million projects that we're going to have to do this thing, but I am super thankful that Samuel has allowed me to be, to come in for this project and help out. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing, but hey, we're going to film this and it should be a very good time. So comment down below what you guys think about this build, or if you know anybody that has something similar or anything like that. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Be sure to leave this video a big thumbs up. If you're stopping to the channel for the first time, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.
Peace out, guys.